Good morning, Miss Razia and my dear classmates. My name is Yelena, and today I will be presenting on the topic of the new career management system that appears due to COVID-19 and pandemic that swept the whole world in 2020. I'm doing dual award degree in HRM, so the topic of the new management system is especially interesting to me, and I hope while presenting I will be able to share something interesting to you. The table of content of my speech will contain strategies that ensure employees feel safe. Next will be steps to support infected employees, and finally we'll touch on ways to engage employees. So first, strategies to ensure employees feel safe. Encourage vaccination. Vaccination is currently known as the most effective way against COVID-19, so it is highly recommended for employers to provide reliable and transparent data on available vaccines and provide employees with individual communication with a specialist. Can take Amazon as example, where managers increased vaccination rate by 35% with personalized vaccination events. Beside that, 45% of workers rank financial assistance and convenience as more important than informational persuasion. So employees can be offered with the nearest vaccination site, transportation, and several days off upon recovery. Again, I will use Amazon as example, where managers have allocated $2.5 billion in rewards to its employees for full vaccination. So the second point is protection and disinfection. Employees are advised not only to encourage workers to use protection in the form of masks and gloves, but also to regularly provide all this equipment in sufficient quantities. In addition to this, the company must take care of hygiene materials such as soap and sanitizers, and to organize social distance. Third one, grouping and separate schedule. Organizations are recommended to limit contacts between teams of individual workshops, departments, and working groups that are not related to common tasks and production processes. This prevents the mass spread of the virus, ensures the safety of the entire team, and in addition will allow the employer to reduce the possibility of quarantining all employers while only one infected. For example, the employee scheduling platform Voila that helps companies that have switched to shift work to set up and track employees on rotating shifts. So second, steps to support the infected employees. Paid leave. Paid sick leave can play a role far beyond its core function, namely mitigating and containing the spread of the virus, allocating the workers exposed to the virus to safe isolate and orderly release. The US National Paid Leave Policy, introduced in 2020, increased stays at home by 18%, helping to combat the spread of the virus. Consequently, the employer who provides employees with paid sick leave reduces the spread of COVID-19 not only in the workplace but also in the country. Then, access to free medical, financial, and family resources. In addition to paid leave, it is also important for the company to show employees that their problems that may arise in connection with the disease are not indifferent to the company. So, for example, it is not enough to release a sick employee to work remotely or leave, because one needs to think about the condition which his or her family members will be, because they're also likely to be infected. LA company provides sick employees with childcare benefits, various medical services, COVID-19 treatment, and financial planning programs. Thirdly, providing quarantine places. Finding and providing alternative places to quarantine from home makes a significant contribution to reducing the number of cases. Many workers do not live alone, but with their children, parents, or spouse, and by sending the employee to home quarantine, a sick employee can infect his or her family. So a company must provide hotel rooms, private quarantine centers, or finance short-term rentals. Last one, communication. Often, in a personal encounter with COVID-19, many simply do not know what to do and where to start. And crisis communication in a company should be based on three important principles, namely to communicate reliable information about COVID-19 in a timely and transparent manner, eliminate misinformation, and lastly, to ensure that sharing information about COVID-19 does not lead to mental health issues. Ways to engage employees. Psychological support. There is a direct link between the presence of stress and a decrease in motivation and ability to work. To make it easier for managers to communicate with employees, HR should provide them with guidance on how best to discuss sensitive topics raised by COVID-19, like alternative ways of doing work, job security and prospects, and increased workloads. For example, Chevron Corporation created a work-life program for its employees that provides mental health care, stigma reduction, and self-managed resilience. Secondly, organization of informal meetings. The pandemic has forced organizations to shift to remote work. Under such conditions, the usual routine, like drinking coffee in the morning, eating lunch together, walking together to the subway, is disrupted. And in this regard, it's very important to create an environment for informal communication in a different format. 97% of workers report that social interactions affect their task efficiency. What used to happen by itself now needs to be organized in different manner. For example, Devil's Backbone Brewing Company is hosting virtual book club, celebrating Halloween, and watch Disney movies with the whole team using Zoom. Thirdly, appraisal and recognition. 44% of employees noted the importance of recognizing for contribution and effort during a pandemic. Even affirmation from the leaders, praise for the effort done, played an important role. For example, Daimler has paid compensation to more than 160,000 workers that was forced to work remotely. And with this, the management decided to thank the contribution of employees to the company. In conclusion, I would like to say that it is not necessary to follow all the recommendations I mentioned today, but most probably by adopting at least half of those strategies, a company will manage to survive and stick with the reputation of caring employer in these hard times. So that's all for today. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to contact me using my number or email. I will be glad to answer all of them. Thank you.